Okay, welcome everyone. We'll start lesson 5. Today lesson will go through LO5, which is be able to monitor and control the implementation of strategic plan. My name is Anjum Sattar and my email address anjum@ukversity.co.uk. Please, if you have any question, drop me email and I'll try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. So today lesson, what do you know about the strategic chain and chain management? Anyone? Why strategic chain? Anyone? Okay. So on the scale 1 to your current knowledge about the control system, strategic chain, and strategy implementation review. Always good to be rate yourself, guys. Anyone? Spend 1-2 minutes, please. Reflect what you know. Okay, guys, good to be reflect. Okay, next we're looking 5.1, which is develop a monitor control system for the implementation strategic plan. The word strategy into action is the key step into strategic planning process. Strategic analysis, examination of your current strategic position. You look around strategic choices. Strategic implementation or strategy into actions. Strategic position analysis, strategic choices, strategy into action, and implementation. That's the key thing. Strategy into action, Johnson and Scholl see implementation strategy having 3 key elements: organize for success. So for example, should the organization be split into European, US, Asian divisions? How the autonomies should be divisions be? And when parenting style would be appropriate, you have to ask the question. Enabling success and organization resources should support the chosen strategy. For example, appropriate human resource, fixed asset needs to be acquired. Managing strategic change, most strategic planning implementation will involve the change. So managing change in the particular implies fear and resistant in the crucial. Yes, resistant in the crucial. That's other thing. Okay, so what we need to do, organizing for success. So key question under organizing for the success are following. Do the firm need to be change its organization structure? Different types of organization structure are discussed here. It may be treat new strategy mean that the organization should switching from functional structure to the divisional one. Example, how should the key relationship be managed? Within the new structure, there are still the key question to resolve. For example, what degree of centralization required? What parental style would be the most appropriate? That's we need to. Okay, what control measures are required to ensure strategy is delivered? Long-term strategic plan need to be translated into the tactical and operational plan. Target. An effective performance management system will ensure that the progress toward the strategy can be monitored and controlled. The idea is that the beating short-term operational target will result in the medium-term target being met, which hopefully means that the long-term strategic goals are achieved. So this will involving identifying critical success factor and setting up appropriate the key performance indicator. That's the crucial. We need to ask the question. Okay, enabling success. Success is concerned with the two ways of relationship between overall business strategies in different resources areas such as people, information, and finance, technology. The two ways process as not only to do the implication of the strategy have to be worked out and how new strategy impact the technology needs. But the changes at the functional level may drive strategy and how can e-business transform our market penetration. Anyone knows market penetration, guys? What do you think? It means low. Yes, it's mean low price in market. It mean market not growing it. Penetration pricing mean low price. Okay, the later is the particular important if the strategy driven by the focus on the core competencies. Core competency, exceeding brand image and things. So you're competent, your every pound you generate, maybe 20 pound out of it. Yes, depends. Yes, how competent you are to generate. If a more immigrant approach is favored. So a more general notes business strategies need to be translated into functional strategies for marketing, HR, IT. So we need to be focused. Okay, managing strategic change. How we can manage strategic change? Such implementation will rely on the success of the management to change a new strategy, and this will involve not only the management of the system and the structure of organization, but also the management of its people and routines. This will involve two elements: overcoming the resistance to change from the staff, leading staff in a manner that encourage them to make the change successfully, and in addition there may be a change needed to be business processes. Immigrant strategies. Monsberg, one of the great scholars, suggests that the few strategies followed by the organization in a real world are the conscientiously planned as the approach above suggests. He believed that this is the unrealistic view that the strategic planning, believing insists that the strategies evolve over the time rather than the result from in-depth analysis every aspect of the environment. Impartial evaluation of every possible alternative immigrant strategies are discussed here. Okay, that's we can, and next 5.2 is about discuss the key success indicators in order to monitor the implementation of the strategic planning. Key indicators. So what are those? So what we need to do, we need to organize the business relationship to the best implementation strategy. So these are indicators if we have need share knowledge both horizontally and vertically within our organization and outside of its two structures, and the processes will only work if the implemented effective relationship, internal relationship and external relationship. That's the crucial. Organizing the business internal relationship to best implementing the strategy. The evaluation, how much decision making is delegated down the organization hierarchy. Strategic planning, strategic control, strategic financial control, decentralized. Okay, then we need to look around the organizing the business external relationship to best implement the strategy. Okay, so what we can outsourcing, decide to buy in service and products previously produced in-house. Two or more Organizations share resources, activities to pursue the strategy. What about the virtual organization? Yes, guys, so we have to ask, strategic alliance. Some dilemmas in our organization business strategic success. So dilemmas organizing the business for the strategic success, vertical accountability and horizontal integration can be a big problem. Holistic solution versus best practices, tight loop, centralized versus devolving, hierarchies versus network. That's all we need to be focused, and that's strategy need to be developed. Okay, resourcing strategies in the same way the people, animal need input of air, food. Yes, so organization also need input order to function normally. So physical, human, financial, intellectual, intangible resources required to organization. Intangible mean which we can't see it, don't have a physical substance but required. Yes, goodwill, reputation. So factor the effective the innovation. Strategic choice is innovation, entrepreneurships, striking a balance, anticipating innovation, whether the first mover or the follower you are. Risk involved in innovation, what to be done and what about them, and deciding between different opportunity for innovation. Strategy in action, organizing the resources, structure, process, and relationship. Configuration is the crucial element. Configuration, we need to configure. Okay, next we have distension, potential risk during implementation. So what is the risk, guys? Risk is mean probability of happening something. Yes, chance. Risk can be positive, risk can be negative. In business we call beta. Beta is the risk factor. If you have a higher the beta, higher the risk factor, higher the return should be. If not, so we are putting ourselves more risk, we're not generating appropriate revenue. That's we need to be make sure. Okay, here I copied the link for you. So for extra reading, what is meant by risk management. So I'll show you guys so we can go through in a minute. Okay, so just think about risk, what is meant by risk, and why risk we need to be managed. Just think about many organizations not sustain in business. Why not? Okay, so this is the Kaplan publisher, which is quite good, the risk management chapter. So please, it's good to be read. Of course, I can't include everything in slide, so I copied the link for you to read. Okay, so risk policy formulation, an important part of the financial manager need to be risk versus policy decision. Type of the business area we in, operating gearing, financial gearing, high risk, high debt, high risk, type of the business areas you need to be look around, economic volatility in the industry, degree, financial gearing, accuracy, all we need to be risk framework, risk awareness, risk assessment, risk management, what type of strategic, tactical, and operational level the risk we have. So we've been given the lot of here, MIS, Management Information System, EIS is the Executive Information System, and these systems involve set executive teams and outside. So risk management we need to be, and we've been given treat, terminate, tolerate, or transfer those risks. Can be. There is a pro, Tara, and Sarah, transfer risk, yes, share risk. So please, it's quite good to read, That will help us more, how we can minimize the risk. We have a lot of tests you're understanding. So it's good to be, yes. So then is the just summary, yes. So risk policies, monitoring risk and dealing with the risk, yes, mitigate, hedge. Like you recently, gas, electricity prices, those companies have hedged it before the increase, so they carry on getting on the same rate. Okay, so that's further we need to look around hedging and hedging principle. For again the foreign currency. Our view of the risk management goal: identify the types of the risk, facing the business and describe the business can deal them risk. So you have to list them all. Make sure list them all your risk, and then identify which risk is highly and which risk is low probability of occurrence. Risk always lies from 0 to 1. Yes, 0 to 1 mean 1 is 100% and 0.6 is a 60%. Yes, like when we'll say there are the 60% chances of the rain or so on. So key term we need to be look around the risk itself, economics risk related to the financial, yes, which is interest rate, can be the sales, can be the interest rate and the pay term, credit control. If we don't do it, it can be leads to the economics risk. Personal risk, your jobs can be at the, if we don't have to be enough money, if we don't develop ourselves, that can leads to the personal risk. Properties, so risk can be how we can, yes, in terms of the properties can be the personal asset or your intellectual property rights, can be risk if we don't, like if you're giving contract to somebody to make the things and they not meet the quality standard, like Nike subcontract, and that can be leads to the your property rights, the risk as well, your logo of the company can be reduced its value. Liability risk, a liability is a legal obligation by law we have to pay. That can be is risk if we can dissolve, we can't meet the legal obligation, and our business can be liquidated. Pure risk, it's purely which area is pure risk, thus we need to be further explore, and that's is crucial as we need to be manage those risks. Okay, further can be risk. We can look around other area of risk. Risk can be control risk. Yes, we need to be controlled, not properly inflated. That can itself is a risk. Insurance risk. If you don't have insurance, you have to get the insurance too. Insurance is all about the transfer risk to the third party. Yes, that's we need to be look around. Identifying risks are always, economics and non-economics risk, pure versus speculative risk, control versus uncontrolled, insurable or uninsurable risk. Dealing with the risk, avoid the risk, or you don't do the business. Transfer risk to the third party, yes, that can be, we can think about how we can transfer to the third party. Insure the risk and assume the risk, there are the risk. Possible ways to deal with the risk. Avoid, choose not to complete the risky activity. Transfer, find another business to complete the activities. Ensure, purchase insurance to pay for any losses. Assume the complete the activities with the full responsibilities. That's, we can think about, yes. Identify 4 ways the business can deal the risk. Yes, you can think about business can identify the risk, business can transfer the risk, business can avoid the risk, business can evaluate the risk, business can control the risk. Yes? So you need to be look around different strategies for this. Insurable risk. So key term insurers, insured, policy holders, insurance policy, premium and claim also need to be. Purchase insurance basis companies, yes. Checkpoint can be what information would be considered selecting an insurance company. Business insurance, health insurance, disability insurance, life insurance. There can be many types of insurance. What 3 major areas can be covered in business insurance? Insurance risk, so you have to property right, and so look around the economics managing risk. Yes, what are the several points, strategy to reduce risk. International property right, US company. So what we need to do, financial, non-financial. What's come under financial? Liquidity, cash generation, value added, earning per shares. Yes, so that's we neon financial, sale volume, market shares, growth rate, competitive position, consumer franchise, resilience of new product, customer satisfaction, suitable competitive advantage. So marketing plan, can also help us. So we need to make sure we'll create when to create the marketing plan, and some marketing experts say the business should have a marketing plan. So in the strategic management as well, we look the different areas. So like two important characteristic of marketing plan. Yes, you do audit. Yes, you think about the time period. You assess it. Always do executive summary, analysis, environment, resources when you want to develop the strategy. Then we have a review the effectiveness of the strategic plan. Strategic analysis we do, strategic choices and strategy implementations. Like DHL, which is parcel delivery, what is the critical speed collection from the customer after they require for the parcel to be delivered, and rapid and reliable delivery. The key performance index collection from the customer within 3 hours of receiving the order in any part of the country, for the order received before 3:30 on the working days, and the next delivery for destinations within the UK, or delivery within 2 days for the destination in Europe. So thus you need to, yes, they create, evaluate the potential strategies and suitable, and then we need to be look around. The strategic management accountant will be attribute to the acceptability of visibility, acceptability, return. We can do net present value analysis, return on capital analysis, acceptability risk, sensitivity analysis, expected and feasibility, resources, budgeting, cash flows. That's all we need to do before we implement. So that's, we can look around in terms of strategies and how we can implement strategies, and what financial risk and risk assessment is a crucial. So any organization or strategy is only effective if we have a properly risk assessment. If you don't do the risk assessment, we can't really properly do the things, and we can't achieve our objective as an organization. So that's all today, guys. And if anybody any question, if you not get any points, so please drop me email anjum@ukversity.co.uk, and the next lesson will be about assignment discussion, which we'll go through, and hope so speak to you all during the next lesson. Thanks for listening and attending. Bye bye.